Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Hall of Famer Bob Berry ruled Milwaukee's airwaves in the 60s and 70s. He spoke with countless musicians and celebrities over the years. Bob collected remarkable recordings of these encounters, which he's now sharing with the public. Here's Bob.
If you were around in the 70s, you'll remember the television series The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp. Hugh O'Brien starred in the show, along with numerous TV appearances in movies, including The Shootist with John Wayne. Now, this was Wayne's final movie. O'Brien played the last actor whom John Wayne ever killed on the screen. Hugh was born Hugh Cremp, but decided he didn't want to use that name in life. So he took his mother's maiden name, O'Brien, spelled with an E. They misspelled it with an A, so he kept it that way. He was married only once, and that was to his girlfriend of 18 years. Hugh was 81 at the time. He created the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Foundation, a nonprofit youth leadership program for high school scholars, which has sponsored more than 500,000 students. The reason for this podcast is the state of Wisconsin's involvement in the program to this day. He had an interesting answer to the question of how long the Wyatt Earp Western was on television.
Actually, the horse ran to the bank for 7 years. Every Friday he went to the bank.
Yeah, that was a really successful show. I'll tell you, that was one of the most successful Westerns, I guess, of all time. And
it was the first adult Western.
Right. I know you're very active in your foundation, your youth foundation, but do you still do any acting, Hugh?
Well, I'm not really an actor, Bob, and I've got about 45 pictures to prove it. But yes, I do continue to do a couple of shows a year. Fantasy Island, Love Boat, maybe a movie of the week a year, and there's some talk about doing another series. And then I do legitimate theater about 8 to 12 weeks a year, so I do keep my hand in. But I fortunately am in a position where I don't have to touch my principal or my principals, and most of my time goes to the work of the foundation, which I head up.
You know, I got to ask you this first here. The Lana Turner story always went around about Schwab's drugstore. And I heard that you really were a soda jerk at Schwab's drugstore at one time, hoping to be discovered. Is there any truth to that story?
Well, I happen to have worked there, but that being discovered there, I was maybe discovered that I could make an ice cream soda maybe better than somebody else, but as far as being discovered, no.
Then you told a reporter one time, in Hollywood, everybody is either married, cheating, a playboy, or odd, and out of the three, I'd rather be known as a playboy. And, of course, you dated such luminaries as the ex-Queen of Iran, Hedy Lamarr, Nancy Sinatra Sr. Have you settled down, Hugh?
Well, I'm not dead yet, pal. The leaves are still on the tree, so I've got all the normal instincts I've always had, and I enjoy the company of a lady, so it's a normal thing that I date.
You make, I know it's one time you made some frequent visits to the White House. Do you still get to the White House? Are you friends with Ronald Reagan?
Well, because of the foundation and our work with high school sophomores, with our leadership seminars, we've been involved with every administration for the past 20-some years or so. And we just recently presented President Reagan with the Albert Schweitzer Award, and presented that in the Oval Room at the White House. And we had our 25th anniversary dinner last night. And, the videotape of that was played, and we also presented the Schweitzer Award to Walter Cronkite, who was there for the dinner, and also Norman Cousins.
Do you get into politics at all?
I vote, and I work for whoever the candidate that I believe in. But in terms of, I've been asked to run for office, quite a few years now, and I'm not interested in that. I don't wish to have that kind of a constituency, and I'm my own guy, and what I'm doing and working with young people, I'm able to serve my country, I think, a lot better.
Okay, I know there's something that we have to do here before we run out of time, Hugh. First of all, what is the Hugh O'Brien Youth Foundation?
Well, I started it in 1958 after spending 9 days with Dr. Albert Schweitzer, an African. And I came home highly inspired to create something to make a break by my own efforts, and I started the foundation, and its purpose is to seek out, recognize, and reward leadership potential in high school sophomores. I looked around and I found that most people were preoccupied with sending delinquents to camp, and I wanted to focus on the positive majority. And the nomination material is now in all of the high schools there in Wisconsin, public and private. And it is a tremendous opportunity at no cost for the student or the school for them to select the outstanding, motivated 10th grade leader, boy or girl, to represent the high school, to come to a 3-day seminar this spring in Milwaukee, which is the host city.
Mm-hmm.
And the host organization are the Milwaukee JCs. And these average age 15-year-old young leaders are, well, they just have a tremendous eagerness to learn and find out what the realities are of what it takes to make a buck, and the fact that the world doesn't owe them a living, and focus on them as an individual and their potentials. And there's nobody out there getting paid. They're all volunteers. They're the General Federation of Women's Club, the Kiwanis, Optimists, and of course in Milwaukee, the JCs. They don't have the nomination material. Get in touch with the Milwaukee JCs. And either Nancy Snow, who is co-chairman, along with Connie Jupe, they will see to it that they get the nomination material.
Okay, thank you very much, Hugh. We got to run. I appreciate it.
Okay, God bless.
Continued success with your organization.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be.
Bob Berry.
Thank you for listening to Bob Berry's Unearthed Interviews. Be sure to subscribe and rate our podcast on iTunes or wherever you find your podcasts. You can find all the episodes at WisconsinBroadcastingMuseum.org. Check out Bob Berry's book, Rock and Roll Radio Milwaukee. Book sale proceeds support Angels Kids Fund and Donate Life Wisconsin. The preceding program was made possible by a generous contribution from Terry Bond.